In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Lyft's FINBIT app. First, if you haven't downloaded it yet, do it on Google Play Store. Once you have downloaded it, you'll have to register if you don't have an account yet. If you do, log in. To do so, you can choose to either enter your phone number or your email address, and of course, you'll have to type your password. Once you're logged in, you might need to set your currency before this page, which is the home page, opens. Before we explore it, let's have a look at the menu, which you can access by clicking on the 3 white lines on the top left corner of the screen. You can change your profile picture by pressing the camera icon. And if this is the first time you have connected to the app, or if you haven't done so previously, fill in your profile by clicking on the Account tab. If you've already filled in your profile information, when pressing Account, you will see the information you have previously given. You can edit your account by clicking on the green circle with a pencil symbol on the right side of the screen. Before we move on to Progress Report, let's go back to the menu and examine Recurring Expenses. Bottom right of the screen, you can click on the plus sign to add a new recurring expense. First, you'll have to name it, then choose a frequency, an amount and a date of expenditure before pressing Save. If you create recurring expenses, you'll receive reminders based on the frequency you have set. Now, let's enter our progress report, which you can either access by clicking on the button at the bottom of the account page or in the menu. The progress report gives you an overview of the expenses, income, and savings you have recorded so far. It first indicates the total amount you have spent, earned, and saved, and then some more detailed information. You can access your financial diary either from the progress report here at the bottom of the page or through the menu under Progress Report. In this section, the information that you have recorded will be displayed in graphs. You can also choose to use the Report Filter page to customize the detailed financial diary to be generated on the financial diary page. To do so, select the start date and end date, and then you will find demographic information. Actually, since FINBIT only shows you your own information, this section on demographic information is not important, so you can leave it out this way. The next sections are more interesting because they enable you to examine more specific information you have recorded. For example, you can choose to display the kind of income you had, whether it was income from work or from other sources. You can see the savings you have deposited or withdrawn, and so on. Once you have selected the information that you wanted to see displayed, click on Proceed, and it will be shown as pie charts and graphs. If you go back to the menu and click on Setting, you'll have the possibility to choose the language of the app and the currency you're using. In both sections, you will be given several options to choose from. If you need to update the FINBIT app, click on Update and you will be redirected to Google Play Store. The Share button enables you to share a link with other people by email or other social media platforms in order for them to download the app. If you need help navigating the app, you can refer to our user's manual by clicking on the Help button. About Us gives you detailed information about our application. Then you have the possibility to change your password by clicking here and follow the instructions, and finally to log out. Let's go back to the home page. In the upper part of the screen you have 4 items: Setup, Report, Result, and Connect. In the Setup section of the app, you will create the sources of income, savings accounts, and loans that you have. In this case, I have created 3 sources of employment. These can be edited and deleted at any time. If you want to add a new source of income, press the plus sign, bottom right of the screen. You'll have to name it, select the type of income it is, and other additional information. For each income source you have created, there will be one of the following signs. This sign indicates that you have recorded new information that has been saved on your phone but hasn't been sent online yet. This sign indicates that you have modified existing information, that it has been saved on your phone but hasn't been updated online yet. and this sign indicates that the data has been updated online. These signs will also show in other parts of the app. Once you have created your income sources, these can be edited or deleted at any time. To add new income sources, click on the plus sign bottom right of the screen. To create new savings forms or loans, you have to do pretty much the same, except that the information you will be asked is different. Once you have set up your income sources, savings forms and loans, you will record the amounts for each of these categories in the report section of the app. Not only can you record your income, savings and loans, but also the hours you have worked and your expenses. You can also take part in surveys. If you press Income, you will have to select an income source, which you previously created in the Setup section, and then fill in the other boxes. Finally, press Save. If you want to check your income list page, click on the green circle with a list sign on it at the bottom right of the screen. The green button named Hours Previously Reported is linked to the next section in the report page, Hours Worked. Here you can register time worked that hasn't been paid yet. For instance, in employment, I worked 6 hours on October the 27th. I saved then, and let's say I got paid today. So I tick it and press the green button bottom right of the screen to enter an amount and a date. This can be useful to keep track of hours you have worked, but that haven't been paid yet. In the Savings section, first select your savings form, which is one of the savings form you previously recorded in the Setup section. You can also create a new savings form from this page. Then you'll have the option to enter either savings withdrawn or savings added. Enter the amount withdrawn or saved as well as the date, and finally press Save. To review your savings report list page, click on the green button with a list sign on it at the bottom right side of the screen. For the loans, select a loan source, and if there's no previous loans saved, select New Loan Taken. Then fill in all the other boxes as required. If there is a loan, select it and enter the amount repaid as well as the date of repayment. To review your loan report list page, click on the green button with a list sign on it at the bottom right side of the screen. Let's move on to the expenses page. First, select the expense type. Is it business expenditure or private expenditure? Then fill in the boxes as required. When you press Save, you will be asked the following question. Do you want to register this expense as recurring expense? Whose answers are either yes or no, unless you have previously saved expenses, in which case there will also be a third option, existing expense. If you press yes, you'll have to name the expense, choose a frequency, weekly, monthly, or yearly, and save. If you press no, only your current expense will be saved. If you choose existing expense, choosing recurring expense will appear. Then you'll have to select the recurring expense from a list. If you click on no, only your expense will be saved. When you press Surveys, you will find My Surveys and Public Surveys. My Surveys are questionnaires that you have to fill in, while you're not required to take part in public surveys. Note that for some questions, only one answer can be given, while for some, you can select as many answers as apply to you. Once you have answered your last question, press Submit at the bottom of the page. In the Results section, the information you have recorded, income, savings, loans, and expenses, will be displayed in graphs. Finally, the Connect section of the app enables you to connect with employers and lenders and share your history with them as part of a recruitment procedure or in order to apply for a loan. You'll be requested to fill in some information in order to do so.